This is Kashmir. Not Kashmir in India, but the Jammu Kashmir invaded and occupied by Pakistan since 1947 and held by the Pakistan Army. In Muzaffarabad, which is considered to be the capital of Pakistan Occupied Jammu Kashmir, large-scale protests have erupted since the last few days. There are visuals emerging constantly, clashes between demonstrators and security forces. There are many unconfirmed reports of serious injuries that have been caused by the gunfire. I say unconfirmed because information passage from POJK has been scarce and difficult. Journalists are not usually even allowed from outside into this area. You know, unlike our Kashmir, where reporters have access, sources, videos to document what happens on the ground. Ever since Pakistan's Kabalis invaded Muzaffarabad and Poonch and other areas, inflicted the most horrific brutalities in Jammu and Kashmir, broke Jammu and Kashmir into pieces in 1947, took away their women from the Jammu region and from, specifically, for example, Baramulla, and focusing specifically on Hindu and Sikh women as war booties. Even if some Kashmiris at that point in 1947 believed that Pakistan may mean well for them, today, generation after generation, those Kashmiris in Pakistan control have suffered. Socio-economic development is at its poorest. And finally, fed up, they have taken to the streets. These are brave civilians no less in massive protests, breaking heavy security barriers. Food prices rising. Electricity barely available despite the hydropower generated there. Opportunities barely available. Infrastructure remains poor. At the forefront of this agitation is one Jammu and Kashmir Joint Awami Action Committee, the JAAC. Many of them are traders. They are the backbone of Kashmiri economy. They are standing at the forefront of this movement, but they have been joined in support by other Kashmiris. And remember that in the past few months and years, there has been increasing anger on the streets in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, reflective clearly of the anger of the masses. Remember that Pakistan has had a consistent rhetoric that they claim to be advocating for the rights of Kashmiris, from the United Nations, where they want every opportunity to speak on Kashmir, to protests in international arena, to their election issues. And this is the real treatment they give to the Kashmiris who are in Pakistan control. And this is not just POJK, but neighboring areas like Gilgit-Baltistan. And instead of a discussion, for at least 3 days, brute force against civilians was used. Military rangers to silence the cries of the people. Is this the freedom that Pakistan had promised to them? They like to call it the Azad Kashmir. But does the Azadi mean this? And opposed to what is unfolding in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, Kashmiris here queue in India to decide their next leader, to end the dark days and bring a better life to their children, bring a better future for their families and for Kashmir, as per equal opportunities that will come to them through India's constitution. Peace and peak tourist influx can be seen. There is definitely a hope, at least for the next generation. They are in civil services, they are in top business, they are in politics, they are everywhere. This is India's Kashmir. But this was the Kashmir that Pakistan successfully, though, tried to ruin for at least 30 years. Ruined their culture, ruined communities, specifically the minorities. Literally the ethos of Kashmir, the history of the region, exterminated. And today, while Pakistan loves to call that side Azad Kashmir, but the fact is, there was always a stronghold through brute force and lack of information, lack of journalists' access, lack of activists' access to those areas. But eventually, truth has an ability to come out and be seen and be heard. Knowing the intensity of the situation on the ground, knowing that China is watching, which has put in a lot of investments in Pakistan, knowing that USA is watching, which has in many ways the ally support. But in the latest, I have information, therefore, that some of these demands have been met by the government. Inflated prices of electricity and essential commodities have temporarily been slightly reduced. Before I conclude, notice the silence, the toned-down approach regarding the uproar about same Kashmiris, just a different border. Remember the time when even the slightest protest in Srinagar, or a death by the bullet of the Indian Army or police, or an angry Kashmiri, a sad Kashmiri in tears, got widely reported across international media platforms with glaring headlines, or from the Washington Post to the Al Jazeera, the columns and the videos coming one after another, discussions online, anger on social media by journalists and citizens. Seminars from India to the United Kingdom and United States of America, the Hi India group asking, till when can you keep Kashmiris under force? And today, I ask, till when can you keep Kashmiris under force? They will realize soon enough which country and which people mean well for them. Which country has helped their Kashmiri ethnic culture to thrive and survive. Thank you for watching.